the last 35 years, I've spent literally researching the tips and secrets of the wealthy. And I put together a program so that you could learn exactly what I've researched for 35 years, what the wealthy do that other people don't do. People that didn't even start out with an idea of what they were going to do. So if you continue to make the moves that most people make, you will never have money, you will never have financial freedom. It's just not possible. Hey, Grant Cardone here, and thank you so much for joining me today at this emergency meeting that we're having, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 1:10 right now. I came into my office this weekend because I have a message that I want to share with you that I know is important and vital to you, to your family, to your future, to your dreams. And today what I want to talk to you about is prosperity, how to guarantee prosperity, how to ensure prosperity for yourself, your family, and your community. That's right, that you would actually reach out beyond just your family and your household and establish prosperity and become an example of prosperity. Regardless of where you are today, you would be able to guarantee prosperity for yourself, your family, and your community. My name's Grant Cardone. I've written 7 books. I have some of these books here, 7 business books. I have written 13 and produced 13 best-selling business programs that have affected the lives of tens of millions of business people around the world. I've affected, literally, without exaggeration, hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue for large corporations. I've worked for companies like as big as Google, down to a plumber, a contractor, Ashley Furniture, Toyota, Chrysler, the U.S. military. I've worked with them on programs, how to increase the lines of their financial and or income statement, those most important critical lines. So for Toyota, it's the top line, right? For Ashley Furniture, how do we convert more sales that are going to hit our website at a retail level or vice versa? How do we increase sales? And for a plumber, a contractor, a dentist, a chiropractor, a masseuse, right? A salesperson, maybe a small business owner or a waitress or an actress or a musician. I've worked with all these people. How do they grow the top line of that household, their income? All right, so if you don't know who I am and you've never heard of me and you're just running into me for the first time, in addition to these books that I've written, you know, I hear people joke about people that write books. They're like, those that can do teach and write books, and those that can do or really actually do are out in the marketplace. I happen to be a person that is both helping people and doing it in the workplace. Behind me is one of our companies. We have 5 companies. I own 5 privately held companies. We did $100 million last year in sales. That does not include selling books. Okay, you can't get to $100 million selling books unless you wrote, I don't know, what's one of those books that made a bunch of money? It had to be a romance novel or it had to be some kind of sci-fi thing.
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey, I'm sure it made a lot of money, okay? I think there's a billionaire that came out of one of the books, one of the big books. I don't read those books. The reason I don't read those books is not that I wouldn't. A couple of books that I've really enjoyed were sci-fi. Had nothing to do with business. But most of the time, over the last 30 years, I've been interested in getting my own financial house in order. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Okay, I want to talk to you about 10 ways to guarantee prosperity in your life. I went to college to learn this, and I didn't learn it there. Okay, I've asked for mentors and coaches, and a lot of people have not been. They've taught me how to make money. They've taught me how to increase my income. They taught me how to increase my sales. But very few people have really taught me how do you guarantee prosperity in your life, all right? Now, what is prosperity? I was leaving the place I live this morning. A guy asked me, he says, came to do some work for us. And he said to me, Grant, how do you define prosperity? And I would define prosperity as I have enough of everything that is vital to my survival. Okay? If you want enough of everything, enough of all the things, time, I'm not just talking about money here. I got a bunch of money here. We're probably going to give some of this money away today. This is my money after taxes, okay? I've actually earned some of this. This is money that I keep around for emergency and or to give away. I didn't grow up with money like this. Nobody showed me big freaking wads. This is probably what? What do you think this is? How much money?
I would say 30K.
But I tell you what, whoever can guess the exact amount of dollars in here, I'll peel 100 off and give it to you, okay? So just post in comments below and we'll have somebody count it. I need a counter. Okay, this Saturday, I got a bunch of people in my office. You're not counting, you're shooting, okay? And I'll peel 100 off for anybody. Sherry's coming in. Sherry's a trustworthy person. And also for everybody today, if you click the link below and you want to learn more about the Millionaire booklet, okay, and what I've done with this booklet and how I've created prosperity, check that out by just clicking the link below. Post what you think the amount of that money is. I showed that to you because I grew up in a family where nobody talked about money. In fact, I grew up where we were actually instructed, don't talk about money. If you got a job and you had a salary, you didn't tell people what you had, what you made. If you scored, if you had a big score, if you made some money on a deal, you couldn't tell people, hey, I made money on a deal. You have to keep it private, okay? So what I'm going to talk to you about today is how I've gone from literally broke to prosperity, okay? And I'm going to show you the 10 things. I'm going to show you the 10 things I did to create abundance and affluence and prosperity in my life. What are we talking about here? We're talking about enough of everything. Enough of everything, right? What would that mean? I have enough food. I have enough water. I have enough money. I have enough employees. If I lose an employee, 2 or 3 people want to leave me because they got their own ideas. I still have enough to keep going. I have enough companies that I'm not dependent on one of anything, that there's affluence and prosperity and abundance. And if that sounds good to you, it's not a dream. I'm going to show you the exact steps, 10 steps that I've used with a bonus. If you just hang in there, okay, 10 steps that I've used to go from worth nothing, zero, to having affluence in every single area of my life, okay? So, first let me bring you back a second. I want to bring you back to where I grew up. I grew up in a little town, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Maybe so, this is kind of fireside. Can I give you this? Fireside chat. So, I grew up in a little town in Louisiana. About 60,000 people lived in that town. That might be exaggerating it. My dad died when I was 10 years old. I was from a middle-class family. We had a little brick house, 1,400 square foot house. 5 kids, 7 people lived in a 1,400 square foot house. We were right on top of each other. Okay, now I know there's people out there that have it worse off than I was brought up. My mom and my dad gave me love. My dad worked hard every day. I had a good environment. We went to school. We had food. I don't have like this sob story that things were terrible. Okay, I was not beat. My parents weren't alcoholics. I don't have any of those bad stories, okay? But what we did have in my household that caused a problem for me was we had worry about money my whole life, okay? Now that I know the whole story, I didn't know it when I was 10 years old, but now that I know the whole story, my dad was worried all the time too. My dad had lost his insurance company. He tried to make this move. He left his company that he was working for, started an insurance company, and he lost it. His partner basically, I think, stole the company for him, kicked him out, and he's 48 years old and he doesn't have a job, okay? He's 42 years old, he doesn't have a job, and he's got to rework his career. He's got 5 kids to feed. You parents out there know what that's like. 5 kids to put through school. This is back in the 50s, right? This is back when going to school was important, right? Feeding people. The middle class was being built out in America. My dad was like embarrassed that he lost his job. I know when I look back now, my dad was hurt because he lost this opportunity. He took a risk and he put his 5 kids, himself and his wife at risk. 42 years old. 10 years later, my dad would be dead. In 10 years, from 42 to 52, my dad transitioned into another business in the stock market, learned how to sell securities, got approved to do that, and figured out every day hustling and worrying, okay, how am I going to take care of my wife and my 5 kids? And he did, by the way. He turned it around. He became fairly successful. solidly in the middle class. Enough money coming in, 2 cars, all the kids get to go to school. We all have decent clothes on. We're not hurting for anything. We have 3 square meals a day. And my dad's heart blows up in his chest. Right when my dad got everything kind of like he wanted, okay, the family loses the bread earner. Okay? The guy making the money, he was just starting to get out of worry. And then he dies. Now, my mom does not know how to receive income. She does not know how to go get income. She does not know how to go into the marketplace. I'm 10 years old. My older brother's 15 years old. My sisters are 20 and 25. They're starting to move out of the nest, and we're left with this, okay? My mom is terrified. I'm 10 years old. She does not know how to go get money. She does not know how to go out in a job in the marketplace and get a job that will pay her to feed us. We're left with this worry thing again, okay? And this is why I keep bringing you back to what is prosperity? What does it even mean? Who taught you about it? Is there a course or a class on it? Has anybody said it was possible, right? How many times are you looking around hearing people talk about how they don't have any money? They don't have this. They can't afford this. Check this out. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. This is a massive problem in the richest country on the planet. 76% of every person you know is talking about their paycheck and what's left over. They're talking about, man, my taxes are taking so much money from me. The unemployment, they're taking unemployment dollars from me. Inflation's starting to happen. Whole Foods is expensive. Gasoline's expensive. The movie's expensive. Where's the money? I'm working so hard. All that's code for what? Worried. Opposite of what? Prosperity. So I'm going to give you today what it would take to have the opposite of this worried. Prosperity would be the opposite of being worried about money constantly. How can I have enough affluence, enough of everything that I'm not worried every day, that I could actually give more money to charity? How can you give money to charity if you're broke or if you're worried? See, I know people that are millionaires that are still worried, right? They're so worried they won't give their money away. Everybody knows of the miser. By the way, post how much. Sherry, can I see that wad again so everybody can get another look at it? Everybody knows the miser that had millions of dollars on the day he died. Every time he bought a car, a house, had his kitchen worked on, had landscaping, his lawn mowed.
Just double checking.
Okay. That's the wad. What do you think it is? Okay. Can you tell me how much? Best guess in comments wins 100. First person to guess the exact amount, by the way. I don't give money away easily. When I do give money away, by the way, it is to charity. Last year we gave about $5 million away. The year before that, about the same. But most importantly, in the last 2 years, I've raised over $200 million for charities. 200 million. That's a 2, and how many zeros is that? 8 zeros. That's a lot of money. Okay? So, how do you get in a place where you're not worried all the time? That's the target here. I think a lot of people drink and drug because they're worried. They're like, there's no way I can get the prosperity, so I'm going to take this pill and check out on the scene. So, first way, if you're taking notes today, all right, take notes. First thing, if you're having trouble with audio, by the way, we're at Facebook right now, and the audio will be perfect for you there. The first thing you have to do to get money, to get away from where you are. I don't care where you are, by the way, right now, whether you're in poverty. At 25 years old, I had no money, zero. I didn't have a dad. I didn't have any money. I had an education. I had no hope, no goal, no target, and I did not see prosperity anywhere. All I saw every day was, I don't have any money. I hate my job. I don't know how to find a customer. I don't know how to get my money. I can't get hired. Okay, all I knew, there was nobody talking about prosperity and abundance and affluence. So, first thing, you got to change your mind and you got to start looking for prosperity. And you're like, well, there's no prosperity where I live. Then you got to go some other place and find it. You need to go look for prosperity. How can I do that? How can I look for it without spending any money? I could open a magazine. sitting in a doctor's office, and rather than reading about the actor tabloid situation, the divorce, right, I could start looking for prosperity in my life rather than scarcity. You literally have to change your mind. So you're going to have to change what you're looking for. When you're grown up, when you're growing up and you're born to a family, and everything in that family is eat all your food, save your money, save for a rainy day, something bad's going to happen. You have to change what you see every day. Because if you were brought up the way I was brought up, you didn't look for prosperity, you looked for scarcity, right? You looked at how everything was bad. Okay, I have a number. So we can start having people pick, how did $6 get in here? There's $6 in here? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah. I didn't know that. I know. Okay, so it ends in a 6. I'll tell you this, it does end in a 6. There's 6 $1 bills randomly in here. Natalie, you're going to look at Facebook and see who can post the number. First person that guesses the number, $100 in cash. And then we'll give up to 10 of those away, all right? Okay, I'll give you guys some time to do that. If you want the Millionaire booklet, by the way, today, and if first time you're tuning in to me, I'll send this out to you for free. Just handle the shipping. I'll send the book out. My goal is to get 1 million of these books out into the marketplace, and then you can start sharing with other people how to go from worried and scarcity to affluence and prosperity. Now, just so you understand that this is a legit thing. This is not a scam. I don't want anything from you. This company right here, 5 strong companies, 2 of which service big, large corporations, and 3 that service individuals, or 2 that service individuals like you. And the 5th one that owns a bunch of real estate. I don't know where my real estate folder is, but maybe John can grab it for me. Own about $750 million worth of real estate, and it's going to produce income and money today, whether we do this or not. I want to help you. I want to do for you what I wanted. Yeah, Cardone Capital is the name of the company, and it owns a bunch of real estate around the United States. Why am I doing this for you? Okay, I'm doing this for you because I wanted somebody to do it for me and nobody would or couldn't, but they didn't. They didn't do it, okay? I went to college to learn about this. I didn't know I was looking at, I went to college and said, I'm gonna get a job and make some money. You don't wanna learn how to make money. You wanna learn how to have prosperity, okay? To have prosperity, you gotta know where to look. Right? If I'm looking for exit 21 and I don't look for it, if I know exit 21 is where I'm going and I don't look for exit 21, there's a real good chance exit 21 will come up and I won't take it. So, number one thing, you got to look for prosperity. Here's some. I mean, that could be enough today to get a guy through a week. Some people are saying, oh, wow, that much money. Did I show that number? Some people are like, hey, would you rather have this or would you rather have this? Which one would you rather have? What if this one could teach you how to get this 1,000,000 times? See, which one would you rather have? Do you want a job or do you want prosperity? So where do you go to look for prosperity? Next time you're in a casino, look around the casino. Don't give them any of your money. Just look at the casino. Look how many chips they have. Every time I've walked up to a table, I'm like, how much is there? I'm looking for prosperity. I need to reinforce it. There's abundance and prosperity, not scarcity on this planet. There's hundreds of millions of dollars sitting in casinos right there on the floor, right? On your way home from work today, go down the highway and just start counting cars. I'm showing you ways to look and start seeing prosperity. Look at the cars, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, 60 grand, 70 grand, 70 grand, 70 grand, 80 grand, 120, 125, 130, Range Rover at $150, right? Oh, there's a Rolls at 340, right? There's a Lambo at 400. So start looking for, start seeing, make a commitment to say, I am going to fill my eyes up with prosperity. You go into a restaurant, look at the watches in the place. First time when I moved to Miami, we went to dinner, my wife and I went to dinner, and I just started walking through the place. The place was just filled with people talking, drinking, laughing, smoking cigars. I'm like, man, they're having fun here. And I started watching everybody, looking at people's watches. I'm like, 50 grand, 125, 300, $900,000 watch. I saw more watches at one table. Okay, I'm like, that's why I went to college. That's why I got a job. Now, I know some of you out there thinking right now, I don't need all that. I don't need a watch. I don't need the Lambo. I don't need to show off my money. You don't need all that, okay? But remember, when you say that, what are you actually saying? You don't need all that. Because maybe this isn't about what you need or what you want. But what about your church? What about the community? What about your mom, your dad? What about something you want to put there? What about that business you've been thinking about? Does it need money? Go ask Elon Musk if he needs money. He's going to be like, well, actually, money is not my problem. Getting to Mars is. Elon Musk will tell you, I don't need money, but my trip to Mars needs a lot of resources. So you got to look for it. All the big players, all the hedge fund guys, all the billionaires, all of them, they say, hey, this is a skill you must develop. How do I look for investors? How do I look for opportunities? How do I look for the right people to work with? How do I know who's an abundance thinker? Okay? Because most of us, let's be honest, most of us are surrounded with people that have very, very limited thinking. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm all good, man. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm all right. Right? Okay, so number one, you got to look for prosperity. Number two, you got to make a decision right now, right here, and that decision has to be reinforced, so probably better to say decisions. You need to make a decision and then reinforce that decision daily that you're going to have prosperity in your life. You could make a decision today, and if you don't reinforce it tomorrow, you will not have it. Somebody else will have it. Somebody going to get the prosperity. The question is, will it be you? When I was 25 years old, I was broke. Got out of a treatment facility for a drug problem I had. Came out of the treatment center, and this is what I did every day. Every day I made a decision. I'm not using drugs today. Every day. In the morning, I'm not using drugs today. At lunch, I'm not using drugs today. At night, I'm not using drugs today. I reinforced that decision constantly. I wrote it down. I am not using drugs today. And then I said to myself, dude, you're talking about what you're not going to do. What are you going to make a decision to do, not to do? I know a lot of people making decisions every day what they're not going to do. I'm not going to eat candy today. I'm not going to eat cookies. Okay? I'm not going to think about that person. But what are you going to do? So you have to fill your mind up with to-dos. What are you making a decision to do? Okay? In the case of prosperity, I am going to prosper. I am going to create wealth for myself. I am going to have nice things. Decisions, if you're taking notes, requires time and money. There is no decision made without a commitment to time and money. You don't make decisions. These are ideas. What I'm sharing with you today, with this millionaire booklet, this affluence, this prosperity thinking, the 10 ways to guarantee your prosperity, this is not the law of attraction or some idea where you stand in front of a mirror, I will be wealthy, I will be wealthy, I will be wealthy. That won't change anything. It's better than saying I'm going to be poor. But you have to make decisions, and decisions require time, right? I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get my body in good physical shape. Requires me to go to a gym and to pay for a membership, right? To put gas in my car and drive over there. To give something up, time and money, resources. By the way, money or time, which one's more valuable? To the person that's broke, they'll sell their time in order to get money. But if you talk to the people that are affluent and rich and prosperous and doing well, they're like, I want my time. I'll give you money to get more time. So they're going to flip this thing. Why? Because they're looking for what? Prosperity and wealth and to have. They're not looking for this. See, most poor people are looking for paper. The pauper. He's looking for paper. The miser's worried about his paper. By the way, the millionaire miser is worried about his checking account. This is going to all fall out. Can you fix it for me? That's a lot of dough right there, dude. It's good emergency fund right there. See, you did it. Somebody should take a picture of John just flipping this cash all over the floor. So look, the people that are wealthy, right, the super wealthy people, that's who you want to emulate and start working on. What are they doing? How do they play the game? Right? What are they looking for? What decisions are they making every day? Some people say, well, these people are greedy. I have a little sticker. I keep little things around me. It says, who's got my money? Right? Who's got my money? Now, if you don't understand what I do with money, then you're going to think that that is a greedy concept. You're going to think, well, the dude's greedy. All he's worried about is money. Who's got my money, right? But what you don't know is what I do with money. I'll be sharing that with you in the Millionaire booklet, because a lot of you know how to get money. You don't know what to do with it once you get it, okay? I'm going to share with you how to get money to make more money for you. So you're not worried about money every second of every day, but you do need to go back to this mantra: who's got my reinforcements? Who's got my kids' education? Who's got my kids' clothes? Who's got my church's expansion? Who's going to take us to Mars? Who's going to solve the water problem? Right? Who's going to take me and the wife and the kids on the big trip? See, this is the prosperity thinking that I'm talking about, which brings me to number 3. Okay, number 1, you got it? Look for it. Where is it? Look for it. How big do you need to think? Go to a private airport and watch jets flying in. Watch the jets flying in over and over, one after the Gulfstreams and the Globals, right? Watch them flying in, watch the Falcon 900 fly in at $50 million. The Gulfstream behind it at $58 million. The Global 6000 comes in at $44 million. Takeoffs are 10 grand, right? The people on board, who are they? What are they doing? Go to the coast, go to Malibu and look at the homes sitting on the ocean that are $20 million, $25, $50 million, $100 million. Look for it. Number 1, look for it, right? Number 2, make a decision. Make a decision that this is for you. I don't need all that. You're selfish if you're saying that. Okay? You're selfish. Your church needs it. Your charity needs it. Right? If there's an emergency and the internet goes out for the next 3 weeks, I guarantee you're going to need some of this to move around this planet. But what happens, because people are worried about money and not focused on prosperity, what happens is people are so worried they take shortcuts. So Bitcoin comes along and the whole world's like, I'm going to buy me some Bitcoin, because that's going to somehow solve your worry. But it won't. You're going to buy the Bitcoin at 500. It's going to go up to 5,000. Then it's going to go to 10,000. Then it's going to go to 15. Then it's going to go to 20,000. You're going to be like, hey, I'm a little worried here. When do I sell? Same thing with the stock. Same thing with the real estate. Same thing with a house you own, right? So number 2, we've got to make a decision. How often do you make a decision? Okay? And then the more times that you basically support that decision with others that are doing this, the more likelihood that deceive you all 10. Do we have anybody, Natalie, that picked the number?
Yeah. I got a winner.
Who is it?
Donna Millionary.
Who is it?
Donna Millionary.
Donna Millionary. What's the number she picked?
She picked 39.
But that's just close.
Yeah.
No, I need the exact number.
Exact number?
Okay, I need the exact number. If you want $100 of this, all you got to do is 5 digits, ends with a 6. I don't need close. I need the exact number, okay? Pick the number. You can pick more than once. What?
38,506.
That's not what it is. Give me the number back, Natalie.
Okay.
Dang, man. See, I don't want somebody around me that says, I said, man, get me the number, pick the number, and then Natalie gets me a number close. That's not support, okay? Third thing you got to do. Man, you so hard, man. Look, if you want prosperity, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you this. The number she gave was close, but it's not there, okay? All right, number 3.
If you want prosperity.
Number 3, if you want prosperity, you must change how you talk about money. This is so important. I don't need money. I don't care about money. Money doesn't make me happy. Money doesn't make anybody happy. Rich people aren't happy. What do people say about money? Money doesn't grow on trees. You guys out walking around acting like you know something about money. You don't. Money is the root of all evil. Money is everything. Money is nothing. What else do people say? I never have enough money.
Only greedy people think about money.
Only greedy people think about money. The root of all evil is money. I don't know, what else?
Money changes people.
Money changes people. Oh, for what? Makes them worse or better? Look, if I give you this wad of money right now, I give all this money to Robert. Is Robert the same person that he was a few minutes ago? If I give Robert 4 inches of legal pads or 4 inches of sticky notes, can you guys imagine if your friends walked around, I hate sticky notes. Sticky notes make me unhappy. Sticky notes. I was fine, and then they gave me too many sticky notes, and it freaking drove me crazy. Okay, I was a good husband. I got a bunch of sticky notes, and I started beating my wife in the face. Stupid what you're saying. Okay, listen to what you say about money. By the way, those are recordings you have. Information you got from somebody else that had given up on money. How you talk about money will tell me whether you've given up on money, okay, or whether you're still in the game to get money. Because I would never, ever say that this is bad. Ever. There's no way I would say that by itself is bad. People have gone bad, but there's no way a piece of paper that comes off a press could be bad. Here's a piece of paper right here. Is there any way this piece of paper could suddenly turn bad on me or evil? Impossible, okay? Can this be evil? It's a piece of paper, man. This piece of paper, it's a piece of paper, right? So I'm gonna keep this one, squeeze this one off. Now give me the new number. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze this one off, okay? All right. So look, you got to change how you talk about money. So what I want you to do for the next 72 hours is every time the conversation of money comes up, money, Bitcoin, gold, finances, wealth, prosperity, affluence, millionaire, billionaire, how do you think about it? What are you saying to yourself? What is the conversation, the dialogue you're having with yourself about money, about finance, about prosperity? I can't have it. I can't get it. I can't get a raise here. They make all the money. What are you saying? Do you even know the conversation you're having with yourself? Right? You and the wife sit down. That's the conversation you're having with yourself. Now sit down with your spouse or your mom or your brother or your uncle and start saying, hey, what do you think about money? Just start asking people, how do you think about money? What you say about it is what you think about it. Right? So how do things work? First I got to think. I think something. I don't know if you can see that. That says think. Right? Goes through my mind, and next thing you know, I say something, and the next thing you know, I do something. I don't like money. That's what I thought. Guess what? I'm probably going to say it. Yeah, money sucks. And then what? I don't get any money. How can you expect to get the very things that you need in life if you're hating on them? Okay, can somebody pass me water? Can you imagine if I said, man, I hate water, man. Man, water. See, I grew up at a time where they couldn't sell water. It was against the law in Lake Charles, Louisiana to sell water. Today, that bottle of water right there costs more than a gallon of gasoline. So much for the people that say they don't need water. So look, I want you to take the next 72 hours, give you a little exercise right here. And I just want you to start like monitoring how you talk about money. How you talk about it. How you talk about it is how you think about it. What are you thinking? What are you saying? What's going on in your brain, in your cranium? Okay? By the way, whatever's going on in your head about money, you probably got a bunch of other voices around you, people over here, brother, sister, upbringing, teacher, okay? These people influence your decisions about money, and that's how you think about it. How you think about it, what's going on, guys? How you think about it was influenced by all these other people, the people that you're surrounded by. Now remember the number I gave you earlier. 76% of Americans. 76%, 4 out of 5 people that you hang out with every day, 7 out of 10 have a problem with money. Can't get enough, can't keep enough, make bad investments, bad choices. They're out of it all the time. They don't like it. They're talking negatively about it. Imagine if you spent your life, you want to get in a relationship, and all you say about relationships, you're a guy, and you're like, man, all women just, there's no hot women out there. There's no great women out there. There's no women. Or you're a woman, and you're like, all men are dogs. All men are dogs. They act like dogs. They just want to have sex. Men suck. There's no good men left in this city. Okay, remember the first step. Look for prosperity, right? Second step. Make a decision and reinforce it daily. Third step to prosperity is you have to change the way you think about money. Money is good. How is money good? How could money be good for me? Right? Maybe I need to find people that are doing good things with money. In the last 2 years, I've raised $200 million. 10 of that we gave ourselves, okay, to charity. Was that good or bad? When Puerto Rico happened, we helped out. Was money good or bad? When Irma happened, we helped out. Was that good or bad? When Harvey happened, was that in Harvey was in Houston? Okay, we flew a plane load of, I don't know, probably $100,000 worth of products to get people sanitary napkins, toothbrushes, toothpaste, right? Diapers, T-shirts, underwear, dry underwear, right? Was money good or bad? Somebody had to pay for it. It wasn't free. Somebody had to get it over there. So when you give $200 million or raise $200 million, when I tell people, my friends, I'm giving $10 million and I can turn that $10 million into another $200 million in charity, is that good? So you got to change the way you're thinking about money, and the way to do that is to start, like literally, what's the word? You would start not governing, you would start auditing. You would audit your thoughts and language about money, okay? Simply put, you would just start monitoring, hey, what am I saying about it? What am I thinking about it, right? Before you create that new behavior, if you want to build muscle, if you want to learn how to kickbox, if you want to learn to do karate, if you want to learn self-defense, if you want to learn how to shoot a gun, if you want to learn to swim, you're going to have to go to a swimming pool. It's not going to happen just you wander around making a decision. So I want to reinforce that, start auditing, maybe get somebody with me, maybe get a coach or a mentor. Get Robert and say, Robert, every time you hear me say something demeaning, negative about money, hey man, just confront me on it, okay? Just slap me in the face, man. Okay, fourth thing, when you start working on this, and this should happen all at the same time, it's not going to take very long. I was 25 years old. I was making $3,000 a month. The first week I made this decision, I made the most important money I've ever made in my whole life. That $1,000, when I went from making $3,000 to $4,000, it gave me a confidence and a momentum that I had never experienced in my whole life. The most important money I've ever made in my whole life was $1,000. Okay, 10 pieces of paper. I went from making $3,000. I knew how to make $3,000. I didn't know how to make $4,000. When I did that, by the way, I made a decision. I'm going to have prosperity, affluence. I literally started monitoring what I was saying to myself every day. And immediately it changed, okay? Because I made a fourth decision. And the fourth decision was this: increase income. Now, that might seem like a simple thing for most people. Oh, yeah, sure. Increase income. Most people do not do this first, okay? Once you've made a decision, once you decide, I'm going to have prosperity, once you start monitoring what you're saying to yourself, once you change the way you talk about money and the way you think about money, it's right here, right, John? Right here. What I want you to do then is I want you to put the priority now must be to increase income, not to save money, not to invest. You should not be looking at investments at this stage. You shouldn't even be thinking about saving money at this stage. The only thing that you should be thinking about now, if you're a waitress, a plumber, a salesman, a chiropractor, an engineer, an artist, a musician, an actor, what else would we have here? A photographer, right? You do camera work. You're a receptionist, a shipper. You work on a light line for the electrical company. You do contract labor. You do carpentry. You're a minister, a masseuse. You're an investor, an angel investor, whatever. Only thing you should be looking at right now, when you're trying to go from zero to something, only thing you should be looking at right now from where you are, which is zero, right here, right now, to up, the only thing you should be looking at is increased income. Your mommy didn't teach you this, your daddy didn't teach you this, and the teachers didn't teach you this. Number 4 might be the most important thing. Focus on how to increase income by whatever means is necessary. Okay? Okay, by the way, if you're on the stream and you value this information and content and would like, man, this is valuable. Okay? Make sure you share it. Hit the share button. Let me call out some people that have already shared it. Natalie, can you pull that list up for me? So I want to thank everybody that took the time to share already. I really appreciate it. I'm sharing my time today. My goal is to literally solve poverty on this planet. Okay? Now, I don't have enough money to give you to solve the poverty problem. So what I can give you is encouragement, the steps to solve your own problem, and hope that you go share that information with other people. So by you hitting the share button on your Facebook page right now, it will share the information to people on your page and say, hey, this dude's giving away some valuable advice today. I don't have anything to sell you today. You don't have to buy anything from me today. You never have to do any business with me today, next week, next month, or at any time. You never need to give me any money. And I want to share these 10 tips with you because my single purpose and mission on this planet is to show other people how to get to a level of life that me and my wife and kids are enjoying today. With 5 companies, started from nothing, no loans, no connections, no country clubs, no loan from my daddy. And today we have a life where we're not worried about money every day. We worry about some things, but money's not the thing that we worry about every day, okay? All right, so fourth step. And thank you for everybody for sharing right now. I really appreciate it. Fourth step, you got to make a priority to increasing the income of your household. So if there's 2 of you that work, clock. If there's 2 of you that work, okay, what? Okay, if there's 2 of you that work, you got a job here, you got another job here, okay? I need you to add a 3rd job, the household. So you got a job, you can't get any more money here. She's got a job, she can't get any more money here. You guys got to figure out how to get one of these to go up some kind of way. You got 2 kids, put them to work. I don't care how you do it, frankly, as long as you don't break the law. You don't hurt somebody. You got to figure out how to get the income up. You have 3 categories, and if you have kid 1 and kid 2, you should figure out how these kids can help you increase the income, okay? There's a whole bunch of other things you could do right here, but the most important thing right now is you make this a priority, not Bitcoin. People are like, how do you feel about Bitcoin? Dude, have you made this a priority yet? If you hadn't made this a priority yet, you don't need Bitcoin. Bitcoin might go to the sky. It might go to 50,000. It might go to 500 again. But if you don't figure this out, you're not going to be able to buy any Bitcoin because you don't have any extra money. Now, what you're what your mom and dad are going to probably tell you right here is you need to save your money. Save your money, invest in a retirement account, and then they're going to tell you to put money in a 401k. All right? Okay, here's some people that share the stream, by the way. Rui, Troy Peters, thank you. Yvette Venice, Chris Relander, Becky Farias, thank you. Tim Brooks, Michael Putrides, Thomas Davison, Jose Ferreira, Ben Azadi, just some of the people that shared. Thank you so much. TJ James, Dean, Nate Smith, Gwen Harris, thank you so much for sharing the stream. It tells me a lot about who you are and you're thinking about your community, your friends and neighbors, the people follow you on Facebook, so I appreciate that. What most of us are told right here, which is not true, by the way, and will actually guarantee you don't have prosperity, is most of us are taught this first. Save, invest, and then earn. Very rarely do you hear anybody say, just increase your income. Most of the time you hear this, you need to save more money. You need to save more money. Just let me give you a few facts about money, okay? First of all, 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So that advice to save money would not work for them. Everybody agree with that? Okay. There's a thing called inflation. In 1990, if you earned, how much money you want me to use? 10,000? How about I do $1,000, so it's easy. Okay. That 1,000 bucks I put in my pocket, I squeezed off. Okay. In 1990, if you earned $1,000, this $1,000 chip, if you had a $1,000 chip from the Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Casino in 1990, how many of those chips do you think you would need today to be the same amount of money? You need two. When were you born, John?
1990.
John was born in 1990. If I gave him $1,000 in 1990, he would need two of these today to buy the same amount of goods and services. That's called inflation. Okay? 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 90% of these people, 90% of all Americans cannot even explain inflation, explain what inflation is. Inflation is a hidden tax on people. When the value of a dollar goes down and the goods and services go up, this difference between the two, okay, makes it impossible for you to do anything except do what my dad did for 52 years. Worry. You're going to be worried. You're basically, the money you have is going down in value, the cost of goods is going up, okay? And you're in between saying, hey, how do I ever get ahead here? That's why the income disparity is getting wider and wider and wider, not just in America, but around the world. I think 1% of Americans own 80% of all the wealth. Okay, so fourth thing you got to do. And if you find this valuable and you like to read, okay, I'll send this book out to you, the Millionaire Booklet. It's at the link below. It's 44 pages. It'll be the easiest thing you've ever read in your life. I ask you to do one thing. Read it, throw it in your back pocket, keep it there until you're a millionaire, okay? Write a review on it and tell somebody else about the book. If the book is extraordinary, if the book blows your mind, if you love the book, put it in your back pocket. Okay, read it 50 times, and by the 50th time, if you've not become a millionaire yet, call me. And when you do become a millionaire, call me. And in the meantime, share it with your friends. Because my goal is to handle poverty on planet Earth. You cannot handle poverty for 8 billion people by sending them all back to school. We need financial literacy in this country. You don't have time to send 8 billion people. There's not enough schools to send 8 billion people back to school systems. By the way, the teachers cannot teach them how to have prosperity. The only people that can teach you how to have prosperity are people that have actually created prosperity. This isn't a course. This isn't a complicated course. This doesn't need to come in a volume of books. The book should be that simple. Because if you're having trouble with money right now, the last thing you want to do is go back to a semester of school. You need money. And what's the most important thing about money? Fourth step is the most important thing. Earn more money. It does not say get a job. It does not say get a job. It says earn more money. There's so many ways to earn more money, it's unbelievable. The waitress tells me, well, I just, there's no way for me to earn more money. Yeah, if you waited on more tables, if you had a bigger smile, if you took care of more people, if you offered dessert before the meal, not after the meal when they're full, you'd earn more money. She's like, how's that? First of all, you got to change your attitude. You got a bad attitude about earning money. Okay, I was doing an interview in Los Angeles, and the NBC the reporter said, well, what if everybody had money? I said, I don't understand your question. Everybody can't be rich, Grant. I said, look, man, look, first of all, not everybody's watching your channel right now, so I don't think we're going to save the whole world in one interview. Number two, everybody could have money. We got enough for everybody. There's enough money on this planet for everybody. What you got to do, if you want money, you got to study the people that have the money. Earn more money. Everybody's going to tell you this. Mark Cuban, earn more money. Warren Buffett, earn more money. Everybody's going to tell you this. Steve Jobs, sell more Macs, earn more money. Okay, we'll use the money. Get more money. Raise more money. Get more investors into your deal. They're not going to say spend money here. They're not going to say spend money. They're going to say go get you some money. Okay, that's why I have this little sticker. Who's got my money? By the way, anybody wants a sticker? Hey guys, maybe we throw a sticker in their book. I need that. Okay, number 4, increase your income no matter what. Number 5. Number 5. Avoid the mass traps. Okay, if you have one reason to share this information, it's this right here. Avoid the mass traps. These traps were built by banks to trap the middle class of America. This is the most vital information you can hear right here is this. And the reason you want to share this stream on your Facebook is because the traps, you have to know, if I'm trying to be successful in life, I have to know where are the potholes? Where are the problems? Where are the places where I can't get through? I was coming home from the airport the other night, and Johnny the camera guy, if you follow us on Instagram, you know who Johnny is. Johnny showed me all these back roads to go, saved me about 12 minutes. Johnny also said, hey, go right here. You don't want to go over there because he knows the road, he knows the way. If you can avoid the traps with finances, you are almost guaranteed prosperity. This single step, by the way, supported by institutions. The traps are supported by institutions and education. Okay, let me give you what they are. 401k is a trap. Let me move these over here so you can see them. Buying a house, the 401k, college. Okay, these are just 3 simple traps. Okay, here's another one. Saving money at the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. How many of these do you have your attention on? College debt, $1.3 trillion. 401k, trillions of dollars are sitting in 401ks. Trillions of dollars. I think about $5 trillion, okay? How about this? How many people are trapped in a home today? Still can't get out. Trapped in a house. Well, this is a place to save money, young man. Don't you know that? A house is a place where people can save money. Saving money is not even that important. Saving money is not even the top 5 steps on how you create prosperity in your life. Okay? Saving money. There's $3 trillion sitting in banks right now. $3 trillion. These are mass traps. Mass traps, okay? And I'll be talking about this in the Millionaire booklet so you understand, hey, what is most important to me? That's why I'm like, read the book, read it again. A 3rd time, a 4th time, a 5th time, a 6th time. Read this book 50 times. I guarantee you, you will bring prosperity, affluence, and abundance into your life. Okay, $3 trillion is sitting, $3 trillion right here. $3 trillion right here is sitting in pension fund accounts. $3 trillion. You know how much money that is? Sitting in banks. Okay, banks are paying this, 0.12%. 0.12%. You understand? That's not 12%. That's 0.12 of 1%. So when I was growing up, the saving thing, we were earning 10% at the bank. My mom was earning 10%. If my mom could get $1,000, she would earn 10%. 10% of $1,000, she would make $100 a year. Okay, so everybody understands what this means. $1,000 today that earns 0.12%. $12. $1,000 earns $12 today. Is that right? Give me 0.12%. It's so small, it's unbelievable. What's 1%? What's a whole percent of 1,000?
Oh, $10.
$10, okay? This would actually be this. $1.20. $1,000 in a bank account today earns $1.20. Save your money, son. You got to save your money, boy. Save your money, man. Save your money, man. Save your money. Huh? A year. A year. See, why doesn't CNN cover this? Because CNN is part of the trap maker. They set the trap. They pitched the trap. Okay? Forbes, Fortune Magazine, CNBC, Money Magazine at CNN, Fox News and their money bullshit, okay? It's all garbage, man. They're being funded by the banks. Look who their advertisers are, okay? The house deal. Can somebody pull up how many people in America own a house? We own a house. We own a house. You don't own a house. The bank owns the damn house, okay? These houses were built for banks. Who got rich? Who got rich right here? 64% of Americans own a house. That's 318 million people. 180 million people in America own. They even say, look, the category is I own a house, okay? Now, if we found out how many of them have a mortgage, we'd find out how many don't own a house. Number two, if we found out how many people had their house paid for but still owed property taxes forever, then we'd find out, hey, man, the government and the bank owns the property. It's not the individual. You put money in a house. Your daddy says, don't rent. Own a house. If you rent, the landlord makes all the money. Your daddy didn't know what he was talking about. When you buy a house today, what you do is you make the bank rich. I don't buy houses. I buy property. We'll buy property like, next time I just need stuff right here so I don't have to keep running out of shot. I buy property that the bank is a partner on, but the renters and the tenants, and this goes back to step four. Step four is what? Increase income. So I only buy things that increase income. You and your wife, your spouse, your husband, your mom, your dad, y'all sit down and talk about money. Say, look, man, step number 4, this guy Cardone says, the only thing we should do is earn money. The only thing you should buy is something that pays you money. The only investments you should make are earn you money. You shouldn't buy Bitcoin right now. Why? Just by definition, if you're coming out of poverty, if you don't have any money, if you have scarcity and worry and concern about money, the last thing you want to do is buy something that might go up. You want to buy something that pays you every month. Earn money. Everybody's skipping it. They're like, I'm going to go buy something that's going to appreciate, like this house. When's it going to appreciate? Okay. Oh, by the way, if I told you you had to put a 5,000-pound ball tied to your ankle, okay? And I'm like, you got to carry that thing with you for 30 years. 30 years, dude. You got to drag a 5,000-pound ball and chain around with you for the next 30 years so you can have money one day. That's what a house is. It weighs more than 5,000 pounds. It's in concrete on a foundation. Let's drag that around with us. So when the jobs move from North Dakota down to Florida, you can't move. You miss an opportunity. When they move from Florida, maybe over to Houston, or maybe from Houston outside the country, you can't move. Look at the big companies. What can they do? The Googles and the Facebooks. What do? They move all over the world. Very mercurial. They move. They go to where? They go to where they can earn money. Yeah. Have I? Yeah. Okay, so hopefully this is eye-opening for you, okay? $1,000 at the bank earns $1.20. Most people don't even want to look at this. Remember, what's the first thing? First thing, 10 steps. First thing, look, baby, look, looky. Look, when you're growing up broke like I was, nobody wants to look at their financial statement. You guys don't want to look at it because it's bad. Okay, number 5. Number 5. No, number 6. Number 5 is the traps, right?
Let's take a 10-second pause so we can change back.
Okay. We're going to pause for 5 seconds. I wish I could see some of the comments. Who won this? Did anybody get the number right?
No one got it.
Dude, nobody got the number right. How many people guessed? How many comments did we have on this? How much is it, Jared?
We're coming back. We're coming back.
It's like 1,200 comments.
We're coming back. We're coming back.
Okay. How many people are on?
4.6 thousand.
Well, dude, you guys got to give yourselves a shot, man. There's 4,600 people on here. You guys got to give yourself a shot and guess how much this is. Every person that gets it right, I'll give you $100. There's no way you can't get this right. See, this is very interesting. Like, I'm never going to guess that. You ain't going to get it right if you don't guess it. Now, I'm telling you, number 4, you got to earn money. I'm telling you, earn money. I'm giving you a shot to earn money, and you're like, I'm not going to even try. What if I told you it started with a 3? Ends in a 6. Okay? Starts with a 3, ends with a 6. Natalie, find somebody that wins this, okay? I don't care if you got to leak it out to some people. God dang, okay? Also, I want to thank everybody that shared the stream again, okay? Thank you so much for sharing the stream. Robert, can you put my hustle muscle wristband around that for me?
Of course.
All right, so a lot of information right here. I should have probably kept this to 5 steps. Number 6 step, what is it? What is it? You know, Johnny? You know what number 6 is?
Multiply.
Nope. We just did number 6, avoid the traps, okay? Number 7. At some point, you got to get an understanding of finance. A logical, simple understanding of finance. Things like cash flow. Cash flow is the holy grail of finance. Cash flow is the difference between your income and all your expenses. It's that piece that you're left over with. This is the holy grail right here. Cash flow is everything. This is something company owners don't ever even understand. Cash flow is the difference between how much money you make, how much money came in, all your expenses, and what you're left over with. Cash flow is the holy grail. Things like inflation. You got to learn what inflation is. What is inflation? What is happening to me with inflation? How can I utilize inflation? How can I take advantage of inflation? Okay? What is good debt? Is there good debt? Okay? Hey, when do I spend money and when don't I? Which is called return on investment. Okay? When is a good time to actually spend money? When would I not want to? And one other thing you need to learn about that I'm not an expert on, but I'm very, very good at, okay, is the tax game. I know how to play the tax game. Now, the reason I know how to play the tax game is because when you start making a commitment to money, look for prosperity, make a decision to prosper, change how you talk about it, increase your income, quit spending on junk. Did we miss that? I missed quit spending on junk. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. So I missed it. I assume you guys knew you don't spend money on watches and cars and fancy bullshit when you don't have any money. Is that BS a curse word?
Yes.
That's not a curse word. Exactly. That was in the Bible. That was in the Bible. I know it was in the Bible. I know I read that somewhere in the Bible. I don't have time to go to church. Stop that bullshit. I can hear Jesus saying that right now. Knock the bullshit off, man. Come on. Okay? So number 5, we missed it. Number 5 was quit spending money. Number 6 was avoid the traps. I got so excited about the traps, I forgot to tell you about number 5. I'll go back over these in a second. And number 7, you got to understand finances, okay? For instance, the tax game. See, there comes a time at the end of the year where you'd actually want to spend money on what? You'd want to spend money on something that got you a tax break only if that thing could what? Earn you more money, all right? So watch what happens here, okay? Let's say you got a tax bill of $50,000 at the end of the year because you make $150,000. Average person pays about 17% on their taxes. Not 38% like everybody talks about. Only because a third of the people in America don't even pay taxes. But whatever, right? So I'm like, I don't want to pay taxes. I mean, I really don't want to pay them. Because if you study the Warren Buffetts and you study all these guys that are super rich, the Rockefellers, all these guys that you're like, oh, they're terrible people. Can't say that anymore. Not after today. Apple Computer doesn't pay any taxes in California. They don't pay any taxes in America. Why not? Because they figured out how to move money around. They understand the tax law. So let's say you got $50,000 tax bill at the end of the year, and you could give $50,000 away to a church or charity. Okay? Would you do that? Or what if you did this? What if you said, hey, I'm going to spend $100,000 before the end of the year and advertise my business and blow it up right at the end of the year. I'm going to pre-buy 15 seconds at a Super Bowl ad, not for $100,000, but for $1 million, and I'm going to wipe out my tax bill. Oh, how about this? I got a $20 million tax bill. I'm going to buy a new jet for $40 million. And I'm going to wipe out the tax bill for this year, 2017, and 2018. And I'm going to pay no taxes this year and none next year. And I got a bird that can wrap me around the planet so I can do what?
Earn more money.
Earn more money, okay? Now, to do that, to pull this off and write that check, you have to understand something else about finance, which 90% of intelligent people don't understand. Cash flow. And cash flow requires discipline, tremendous discipline. But none of this is going to happen if you don't have this fixed, right? None of this is going to happen if you're running around with a bunch of broke people that are all defaming money. I hate money. Money's no good. I don't like money. Money, leave that for... And there's entire parts of our culture today that do this, okay? I know, I got a friend. She hangs around people. They all hate money. It's like, no, they don't hate money. They quit on it. Remember this. If you hate on anything, it's because you quit on it. Okay, number 8. And then I'm going to answer some questions too, okay? So if you got a question, post in comments. I'd love to know what you like most about this. I'd like to know if you want to do this again. I'd like to know if you need more or less. Would you like me to break this up into smaller pieces? Okay, the Millionaire Booklet. It's written so that you can go back and review this. It's free. Call my office. We'll ship it out to you today. It talks about the millionaire math. It talks about a millionaire decision. It talks about how to increase income. It talks about who's got my money. How do you actually find the targets? It talks about staying broke. But not the kind of broke that you think. Maybe the most important thing, it talks about multiple flows of income. Okay, very simple book. I guarantee it won't take you more than 25 minutes to read. All right, number 8. It's called the 40% rule. I've used the 40% rule since I was 26 years old. 40% rule is for every $1,000 that comes in, I want to figure out how 400. Oh, we got a winner finally. Eric Mende picked the exact number. Okay, Eric Mende. The last 35 years, I've spent literally researching the tips and secrets of the wealthy. And I put together a program so that you could learn exactly what I've researched for 35 years, what the wealthy do that other people don't do. People that didn't even start out with an idea of what they were going to do. If you continue to make the moves that most people make, you will never have money, you will never have financial freedom. It's just not possible.